Spend my life as a selfish man and fooling around with people's hearts. And I've been praying, doing all I can. The bottom is a perfect place to start. Feels like that I've been wrong enough. Lost my way a time or two. No need to look on the other side to know I'm on the right one with you. I'm on the right one with you. Spend my life as a selfish man, around from town to town. And I've been praying, doing all I can. Your love will keep me right here on the ground. Feels like that I've been wrong enough. I lost my way a time or two. To look on the other side to know I'm on the right one with you. I'm on the right one with you. Does it make you feel like a man and know she's waiting at home? Don't you feel sorry? Sorry for yourself for showing up sure busted on. You thought nobody could tell. Oh, no one cared that you left the party. No one cared you made a fool of yourself. I always thought that you know best, but that cocaine smile can't hide what's buried deep in your chest. Saw you going sick of waiting on your call. You promised that you'd be there, wouldn't have stayed so long with nobody else. The way you treat me ain't fair. You said I had something to say. You said I had something more. Said you never felt this way, and I never felt this before. Well, I'd be your fool, and I can't help myself. Rather take the chance of you breaking my heart than be with somebody else.
So music has been a constant in my life. Both of my parents love music. I grew up listening to what my dad had on the radio, which is a lot of Joe Cocker and a lot of singer-songwriter music, John Denver, a lot of like what they call dad rock now. I listened to all that stuff. And then my mom, she was heavily into like blues and R&B, soul music, pretty much anything that had a beat to it. I started playing in blues clubs when I was about 14 years old, and I just played with pretty much anybody who would let me jump up on stage with them. I remember I played with this dude named Vance Kelly for a little bit, and I think he saw that I had this like fervor and I wanted to play, so he'd be like, go up there and play a couple songs, and he'd just sit at the bar and drink for the rest of the night. But yeah, then I started playing with Vance Kelly. I started playing with Fernando Jones, started playing with Byler Smith. I did a small stint with Buddy Guy. It was just like, and then it kind of just snowballed into other genres of music, and ended up playing with a couple like country artists, couple rap artists, and I just became like the guy that you called if you need a bluesy guitar. So that was my start.
I grew up playing piano and violin, and then I I got really tired of classical music, unfortunately. So I
rock.
So I switched to drums, and I played the drums through college. So at some point, I just decided that I wanted to write the songs. And unless you're like Marvin Gaye, you can't really write songs from behind the drum kit. So I learned the guitar a little bit. But at a certain point, I was playing drums in all these bands, and I finally started playing guitar in a band, and then another band, and then now no one even knows that I play the drums, which is just great. 'Cause that's my primary instrument, and I miss it.
I learned how to operate my parents' stereo before I could talk. And I would always put on Run Around by Blues Traveler. Put that CD on, and I would run around my house. I ended up getting a jazz degree after that, and I moved up to Chicago, started playing some jazz. Turned out it wasn't the best possible fit for me. Eventually, I started bugging Nathan on Instagram a bunch of times, begging him to let me play bass for him, until one day he finally relented and gave me a shot at Thalia Hall.
Yeah. My mom got me a pair of drumsticks when I was 3 years old, and we had a VHS cassette tape of U2's Rattlin' Home, and I set up like all the pillows on the couch and the armrest with my hi-hat, and I had all the pillows for the cymbals. Man, I went through like 4 VHS tapes of that of the Rattlin' Home. Fast forward, found myself in Chicago, and basically been playing drums in bands ever since. So that was like 2006. I moved here.
I think I did this thing that a lot of singer-songwriters and musicians do, where you kind of you start chasing a sound because you think that's the thing that's gonna work. After I stopped chasing the sound that I thought was gonna work, and I just started kind of leaning into the things that I loved, which are the band and Joe Cocker and Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats and Brittany Howard and and even like going back to Freddie King and soul music and all that stuff. Once I started to kind of just let myself do that thing, that's when I decided that this is what felt right. So once I got to that point, it was like, all right, I feel a little bit more confident in this now. And lo and behold, that was the thing that actually started to work better for me because it was the most authentic. The idea of going out on my own and being kind of like a solo artist and playing with my own band, I'll be honest, I just kind of got fed up of writing songs, and people who I asked to sing the songs, they weren't singing them right. They weren't singing them how I had them in my head, so I figured I just had to start doing it. The fact that we all have vastly different tastes in music, but also have common things that we love in music. They can bring a wide array of sounds to what I'm doing. So it's like Cody really loves country music, so it's like the twang of his guitar really works well with my sort of bluesiness and soul stuff. And then John is like a sponge when it comes to music, and it's like he can. He's starting to learn how to play a lot of those like cool R&B lines, which I love. Thank you so much for doing that.
Very well.
And then, Ian, I'll be in the car with Ian, and he'll be playing like Most Def Black on both sides, and then he'll switch over to hot water music, and then he'll switch from that to like Jason Isbell, and I'm just like, dude, musical whiplash, but I love it. I love all the things that are happening here. So when we all got in the room together, it just really made sense. And a lot of times when you hear musicians play music, it's like it's sort of there's like a magazine music, and then there's encyclopedia music. And magazine music is like you're just tapping into what happened last year, but with these guys I can tap into the encyclopedia of music and be like, all right, when we're playing on stage, we can kind of figure that out. And all of their knowledge works with what I'm doing and what we're doing.
if we get a super nice person just greeting us right away, it's usually like everybody's nice. Whole night goes smooth. It's really great.
I like a
That first
place.
impression.
I like a place that doesn't have a sticky floor.
What?
I love
a sticky
Sticky
floor.
floors are fine, man. What's wrong? Sawdust. Sawdust is great.
Sawdust is cool.
Mercury Lounge kind of had a sticky floor.
Yeah, sticky floor.
I love that place.
If it's gonna be a good night, is if I get there the time that they told me to get there and the door's open. If you get there and the door's locked, it's like, okay.
It's kind of like the same idea.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like it's
Kinda
gonna be
like-
bad. Yeah, as long as you get greeted nicely, it'll be fine.
Smile and an open door.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we're not like this is the first band I've had been in where like nobody like everybody's pretty much like if we say hey we got to leave by 11:30, everybody's ready to leave at 11:30.
I'm ready to leave at 11:35.
Yeah,
He's close.
Yeah.
Usually.
You know.
Yeah, you got to make one more cup of coffee.
Yeah, I'm not quite there.
And I will say, when you get out on the road, you got to find other people's home, like wherever you are. Like when we went to upstate New York, it was just like I just had a sack of bagels in the van at all times.
Yes.
He said,
Bagels. And I'm, like, I'm not
It's
even
just a
talking
bagel.
about. I'm not making a sandwich. I'm not putting locks on it. I just eating a bagel that hasn't been cut before, and it's just
super good.
Crazy.
it's stupid.
New York bagels.
Crunchy
Spot.
outside, soft inside.
Yeah. If a New York bagel spot wants to sponsor the band and give us bagels,
Yeah.
Please.
we're in. We're in for that.
Airmail.
You can bribe us with food. That's the thing.
Starting at the top, this is my favorite guitar. This is a 1979 Gibson SG Standard. It has the side mount jack, which is late 79 through early 81, I believe. Block inlay. The neck is tiny. It's like super stupid thin. Like you've tried playing this thing before. It's small. So sometimes it takes a little bit getting used to if you've been playing a lot of big, thick neck guitars, but it's great. And everything else on this guitar has been replaced at some point. It's a Lawler Imperial, I think, in here. And then I just put this, I had a newer SG Standard, and I really like burst buckers. So I put a burst bucker in the neck. And this pickup's a little bit higher output, so if I flip it down to the bridge, it gives me that kick. It's really nice. Bigsby B5, and I have it mounted on a Vibromate, so if I want to take it off at some point, it's a no drill type of situation. What else? Oh yeah, Soldier guitar strap, that's pretty much all I use anymore, and this one my mom got me. Oh, and the most important piece, I've been turning all the Nashville guys onto this, well, at least the ones that don't know already. Grolsch, it's beer.
It's beer.
That's the best trap lock you can buy, and as long as you're not sober, it's a good way to go. So, or if you're sober, just have a buddy drink a couple. So anyway, Gibson, please make me one like this, so that I can put this one in a safe place. Then yeah, so down here is my beloved Tone King Imperial. I got it from Chicago Music Exchange, which is why it's tweed. It has an onboard attenuator. They added that in, I think, with the 20th anniversary version. But yeah, the rhythm section is like a black panel. The lead section is like a tweed deluxe type of deal, or maybe not deluxe, but tweed-ish. So yeah, basically it's 20 watt amp. It's plenty loud, but I usually have the attenuator down 2 clicks. Pretty much any venue, unless we're playing like a big room like Metro or Thalia Hall or someplace like that. Yeah, the verb, it's subtle, but it's good. The tremolo is great when it works. Mine is not working that great right now, but we'll figure it out. So, killer amp. Yeah, that's pretty much it with that. And then, as far as my board is concerned, seriously, the Deco is like the only pedal I need. And I guess I don't even need it really, but it's my favorite one. The left-hand side is basically tape saturation, and I use it as a boost. And then the right-hand side of it, in this band and in my country project, I use it for slapback. Shout out to Sparkle Carcass, that's my project. So, and then I got the Flint over there, which is just if the amp doesn't have tremolo and reverb in it already, that's what that guy's for. And then I recently got this Waylon Jennings phaser pedal, which I haven't quite figured out exactly how a phaser works yet. But I like Waylon Jennings a lot, and the fact that he got his own pedal is great. It's like if like when Miles Davis gets like a postage stamp or something, it's like you gotta get it, you know, you gotta invest. So I bought in. So yeah, that's my my whole deal.
So starting off with the guitar, it's a ES345. It's a new ES345. I have a vintage 347 that I have retired from the road because I actually lifted it one time and it got nicked by a ceiling fan. So I decided not to take that out anymore. But I love this guitar so much. I've always been a fan of like the ES series of guitars. I want all of them, but I love the neck on this. It's a really thick neck, which I love. It just makes me feel like I'm holding on to something substantial. It's not too heavy. I think these are, I'm not sure what type of pickups these are actually. I'm not really a big like pickup changer person. If I pick up a guitar and I don't like it, it goes back on the shelf. And then I also play a Soldier Strap.
Made in Chicago.
They're made in Chicago. I don't know when I got this actually. I just kind of found it and got it. And then I use lava cables, which I love these. I love these lava cables. And then on the pedal board, I've got a Mr. Black tremolo. I have a Earthquaker plumes that I use for my overdrive sound, and I've actually kind of been using this DoD compressor as sort of like a boost a little bit. And so it's like this pretty much stays on. This is the only pedal that pretty much stays on the whole time, the whole night. And then I also have a Chord Pitch Black tuner. My amp here is oddly enough named a Benson Nathan Jr. I didn't buy it because of the Nathan thing, but I really like this one. It's 5 watts. It's one of the loudest amps I've ever had at 5 watts. It breaks up really nicely, and actually Cody turned me onto these because I wanted something that was like pretty simple, really clean, but not just like a Fender Twin. So he was like, have you ever heard of Benson? And I was like, nope. And he was like, cool, I'm gonna take you to check out some Bensons. And I found these. I'm never looking back. Benson, if you're out there, please, my name is Nathan. This is called the Nathan Jr. Please make me one more so I can have this and tour with it everywhere I go.
There's a 1978 Fender Precision bass in Olympic white. It's not blonde, it's just faded with time. Maybe potentially faded with nicotine in a past life, but not in my life. I absolutely adore this bass. I would like to be buried with this bass. These like mid to late 70s CBS era Fender basses are becoming more valuable over time, but they are still kind of sleepers in the vintage bass market. It is completely original with the exception of the pick guard, because the original pick guard cracked off at the input jack. The nut also cracked in half at one point, so the nut was replaced. I spent a while trying to find something else that would be better somehow, and I just kept coming back to this every single time. I keep heavy gauge flat wound strings on here. I don't remember what brand these are. They're not Labellas. I use Labellas on most of my basses these days when I try something else, but these are like 8 or 9 years old at this point. And that's the cool thing about playing a bass with flat wound strings. Never change them, and they only get better. If you don't have a P-bass, get yourself a P-bass. Sorry to be like a boomer about it, but like, you gotta do it. It's the best thing, all right? Everyone has one for a reason. So I keep my
Effects chain, super simple. As well here, just a tuner, tiny little bit of compression just to kind of even things out. But the actual compression, ratio and the settings on there are very light. And then just straight into the Noble preamp. The Noble is as magic as everyone thinks it is.
These are the things that I hit.
This is a Gretsch Brooklyn kit, and usually keep them stocked with old Zildjians. I think this is a mid-70s. Those are new beats. And yeah, snare is a Gretsch Brooklyn as well, and I generally go big. So we've got an 18 down there, and this is a 14. And like I said, that's a 24. So it's either this or my really small Questlove Breakbeats kit. And yeah, real simple. So I generally like crash on the crash ride here, and sometimes I bring another crash, and other times I just leave it at home. So that's me.